Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're back with another Eastside Roleplay debate.
I'm sick.
Alright, Mr. Moretti?
Oh, I got it.
Yes, sir.
Are you ready?
I sure hope so.
Alright, perfect. If I can get your chauffeur here behind me to escort you to the stage, you'll be on the right-hand side.
Right facing or right face?
So you're gonna need to turn that off.
Hey, Mr. Schmerbert, how you doing?
I need my warm up. It's all done. Give it.
Alright.
Okay. Hello, how are you doing?
Not too bad. Are you ready for your debate, sir?
I'm born ready,
If you
baby.
could please follow your chauffeur up to the stage, you're going to be on the left-facing side.
Oh, you want me in or?
Yep, just follow
Come on, chauffeur.
You'll get out eventually. Just a little slow.
No, I had to.
I'm it.
Security 3 to Marksman. Are you guys in place?
My glasses.
10-4. 10-4, thank you. Mr. Moretti should be entering the stage now. Herbert should be following shortly.
Hey, for me, good
He's following up. The security 2. I got Herbert moving up stage now.
The gunshot
Your
still
foot
got
gun?
me. Yep, the gunshot.
What's gonna be our code word if something goes bad?
I've been assassinated. Tried to assassinate me 30 times.
Hey, for
Good job, Marksman. I cannot see you. That is impressive.
I see you.
I see dead people. Sorry.
Home of the
That's impressive. I don't even know where you are.
I see him. I'm not gonna say where they are, but I see them.
Are you in a bush?
10-2.
10-2.
Oh, I see him now. Wow, that's,
Oh, I
Move.
see him now.
that's impressive, man. You blend in.
Actually, leave that vehicle behind you. It actually looks like a bush.
My car?
Yeah. Leave that car.
from
No,
down
leave
here.
that. Leave it there. Leave it there.
From
Oh,
down
okay.
here, it looks like
Leave
a bush.
it there.
Security, please proceed. Security 1, I got stage. Security 2, you can take either stands or left guard. Security 3, you can take either stands or right guard.
Alrighty.
I'll take stance. Security 2 move that stance.
Another marksman's on that tower to your guys' left.
Attention
Security
all
3 to
civilians of
Marksman.
the United
Just
States of
stand in
America.
front of the vehicle. You are very hidden
Debate
right now.
will
Great job,
begin
guys.
in a couple moments here. If you could please find a suitable spot so that you
Are
can
you able to
hear
see me?
us and so that you can view the
Barely.
presidents.
If I
The
wasn't
candidates,
looking for
sorry.
you, no.
Reminder to the candidates to please be using your megaphone so that the crowd can hear
Do you see me more now?
Thank you.
Security 4, Security 1, am I good to move in, or do you want me to stay?
Nice to see you, Herbert.
Hello, Mr. Moretti.
How you doing today?
They're good. I got to drive my Ford around, but I ran over my foot.
How'd you do that?
I stuck it out, so I thought, because I'm a stunt man, right? And I thought I could land it. It did not work very well.
I hope it gets better soon.
It will.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the presidential debate number 1 will now start. Please note, at all times you are supposed to remain seated, or you are free to stand. However, we ask that you do not walk around. If you are standing, a Secret Service member will come over to you, have a brief conversation as to why you're up, and they will guide you from there. Please note, do not make any sudden movements, as that could end in sending, like a wrong message. Best of luck. The debate will now start with Mr. Moretti making his points. It will then go to Mr. Herbert making his points, and it will then go to the rebuttal, where they go back and forth. May the debate begin.
Hello, my beloved country. So I would like to start this with something more tense that's been on topic with the last few weeks. So, open carry. I've been thinking about this a lot, and I could think it could be very beneficial. But
Please, no.
only for private businesses and security. Not any random person should be able to openly carry any firearm without a license, permit, and or non-working for a security business. And when I say that, I mean payroll, private security to protect personnel, bank trucks, things related to that, I believe open carry should be allowed, and with a permit, and only for pistols with a capacity of 15 rounds. That's all I do deem fit for open carry, and if I'm elected president, I would like to put that in place. Second, I'd like to put a courthouse in Paleto Bay. Right there next to the gas station, I believe would be a perfect spot. We don't have one. You get a parking ticket and you want to fight it and you're in Paleto, you have to drive all the way down to the city. That is 20, 30 miles? No one wants to drive 30 miles to fight a parking ticket. It's outrageous. And with me being president, I'd establish that, have that built with the taxpayers' money. And another one. Decriminalize the consumption of illegal narcotics. No one should be charged for the consumption of anything illegal. You have the possession, or you have possession of something illegal, I believe you should be investigated and charged. But for it to be in your system, I do not believe you should be questioned by the authorities, questioned by anybody. That is your undoing. And it could even help and allow people to seek help with addiction. People with addiction don't want to seek help because they're scared to go to jail. And that's the last thing we need in our nation is an epidemic of anything. We've already had 2 in the last couple of years. We don't need that again. And I mean, that's really all I have to say. My final thing is I'd like to say thank you, Sheriff Gills of the Blaine County Sheriff's Department, for your support. Other than that, thank you all of you for your help and your time.
Mr. Herbert, if you could please state your points.
Hello, Patriots. It's your favorite right here, Herbert Schmerbert. I'm going to be instituting 3 different things. One's going to be for each thing that we need. The civilians, and a new law.
Can I talk to someone?
For ES, I'm going to be funding the LSPDs, and they are finally going to be up and running as we need them. Because the city is in, quite honestly, a state of frantically, they need help, alright? The LSPDs can do that, alright? Second thing I'm going to do for the ES people, I'm going to fund them way more, because honestly, their money's running a little low, you know? SST's vehicles, they aren't really that fixed up. BCSOs, I haven't really heard any complaints over there. LSPD's not even up and running. They need more cash, you know what I mean? For civilians, I'm going to add much more homing, because there's a giant home crisis going on right now around these parts, right? We need homes desperately, because I do not want to keep walking around seeing my fellow Americans on the streets. The law I'm going to be instituting, make weed legal completely. Not while you're driving, that should be illegal. If you're consuming something bad and you're moving in a vehicular automobile, that's very bad. You could cause some damage with that. Alright? And actually, I'm going to be doing a 4th one because I just want to close the borders completely. America needs to work on itself before we allow other people to send their people into our country and help us work on it. No, we need to work on it ourselves. It's in a pretty shitty state right now, if you would agree with me. With me as president, it'll be 10 times better. Because I believe America is all 3 of these. Freedom, God, Jesus, and America, baby. Yeah! Yeah, I'm done.
Alrighty. Anything else? Make sure.
Nope.
Alrighty. If you have any points, Mr. Moretti, go ahead. Do you have any other
No,
points?
please. I'd like to hear more from Herbert. That was astounding.
Alright, go ahead and debate.
Okay,
Mr. Herbert, I did have a question. Where is this money coming from for you giving that you're going to give to the police departments? Because from what I understood, I saw an ad. You're going to donate. I'm not quite sure if it's 20 million to each or 20 million spread out. Where is that money exactly coming?
20 million to 8.
Oh, that's a lot. That's very, very gracious. But where is that money exactly coming from, Mr. Herbert?
Well, just supporting the immigrants, supporting them. That's where it's coming from, because we're getting rid of them. Why do we need to keep supporting them?
That didn't answer my question.
Well, isn't there support for immigrants, right? We pull the money out of that, we give it to the EMS,
Security
it's
3.
good.
Go security 3.
You want to try to do this? Because I'm kind of confused.
I didn't
Okay.
hear what he said though.
Moving on.
So
I had to talk to my mom.
Your legalization of marijuana. If I'm
basically
not
he said
mistaken,
if it
marijuana
gets
is
too out
already
of
legal
hand,
in the state of San
tell
Andreas.
change
Yeah,
topic.
in San
and
Andreas,
basically
not
tell him to
all
change
So
topic.
you're trying to
US.
make it
Sorry, they're
federal,
loud and I
is what you're trying to do.
Yeah, I
that's
tabbed
federal.
out too. I tabbed out.
Okay. And what about those states that truly do not want weed legal? Even the people of the state don't want it legal.
Well, I ask you one question. Why do they not want it legal?
Because it's completely against what they want. People have the right to vote for what they want. And if you're forcing something to be legalized that
any
they
sniper,
don't
do y'all
want
have
legal,
any eyes or anything?
especially a
Well-
majority of the people do not want, wouldn't that do
Seems
more
to
harm
sound
than good?
suspicious.
Well, isn't that the same with your thing about making all, what? Is it narcotics you said? Hard ones legal? That's
That
like
is
you're
not what I
giving
said.
candy. What did you say? Something about narcotics? What did you say?
Decriminalize the consumption of narcotics. Therefore, meaning, just because it is inside your system does not mean you can be stopped, questioned, and or arrested by LEO. Trying to help people with addiction get better through a lot of other ways, like health crisis hotlines, medical physicians, therapists. Those people don't talk about their addictions because they don't want to go to jail. Decriminalizing the consumption of said or narcotics would allow them to get help.
See, that's worked in some places with support for those people, but America don't got much support now, does it? Like, look at Vancouver up there in the Canadas. It's a pretty shitty state right now. You walk around there, there's needles everywhere. So how are you going to help support that?
Correct, but they didn't only decriminalize the consumption of it, they decriminalized the drug as a whole, if I'm not mistaken. Where the drug is still illegal. You will still be arrested for having a block of coke in your truck.
So you can own it, but you can't own it, but you can consume it?
No. I'm saying the people that have those addictions can get help. You consume it, okay, that's fine. You get searched and you have it on you, okay, you're going to jail. But just because you consumed it and you're having an overdose and someone called the cops, does not mean they're going to take you to jail. They're going to have you in the hospital and try to get you help instead of facing charges.
Okay. Please ask away, Mr. Moretti.
What was your other point, if you don't mind me asking?
Which one? The civilian one or the law?
So the civilian one, I couldn't. What was that about again?
All right. Right now, San Andreas has a homing crisis. There's not enough homes for people, and that's why a majority of people are living out on the street, so we need more houses.
That's why you think people are living on the streets? You don't think it's an economic crisis, as I stated in my debate beforehand?
Well, it's a little bit of both, but we don't got enough houses for them people, so we need to add homes. Wink, wink.
I understand where you're going to, but I think it's more of an economic crisis here, not so much a homing crisis.
Well, we're able to afford this fancy arena, ain't we?
And you're able to afford your fancy Ford, so why wouldn't you just donate that money yourself now instead of waiting until you're president?
Because when I'm president, it makes it 10 gazillion times easier. And it does a 10 gazillion times more.
I agree, but why not start now?
I've already started.
How's that?
Let me pull something up real quick. I gotta go out of my head for a second.
Marksman 1, to any security down there?
Go security 3.
Okay.
With my age
There's gonna be 2
constitution,
times
that's
on
a big point there.
seats, right?
And I go around
10-4.
my age constitution. I'm getting rid of age completely.
One guy's
So
on
you get rid of age?
I see
Hold.
that.
AIDS.
AIDS.
Get rid of AIDS.
AIDS. Okay, that makes more sense now. I
Yep.
still would like to know exactly how you go about curing that.
Listen. Did someone see that?
Watch
You
on the
guys gotta
Blackbird
get
banner. I
on that,
just
man.
saw someone saying they're gonna shoot.
See what?
I was looking at my
10-4,
phone, I
SR.
heard a buzz, and I had that voice to text thing, and I got my earbud in, and I heard it.
Marksman and Marksman 2.
Said, I'm gonna shoot. I'm kind of scared now, because I've
Keep
had like
tabs on the guy
37
on the,
assassination
right.
I can
attempts.
barely hear you. He's loud.
I said keep tabs on the guy
I'm sure
on the right.
security's doing a good
The
job.
one that the security's walking away from.
I'm a
Oh,
little concerned now that you said something though.
That donkey's scared.
As you were saying, AIDS. How do you exactly plan on getting rid of that?
I think the candidate's
I
trying to get scared.
donated because my grandma
Don't worry
died.
about it.
She
I'm
died a while
keeping
ago,
tabs on
right?
one of the guys.
Why'd you calm it down?
There's
Now?
a
These
guy
are
in the
real
crowd that
scary.
keeps typing
I
or
don't-
like pulling up his phone, so just
I
watch
see
him.
that. I got one times a guy that's walking up too
Now what?
far.
Fuck you. This is the
to-
land of the free,
on
bitch.
the
I'm
That's
not
gonna
gonna
be
let you
security.
take it away,
Red tie at
buddy.
the very top. That's his private security.
10-4.
Oh, don't shoot.
I think it was just a scare, sir.
Yeah.
Besides
I got
the
no more
point.
tabs on the guy on the security.
Okay,
Sorry,
hey,
my mind's drawing a blank now. Jesus
I
Christ.
have eyes on him.
yep, it's a little scary.
10-4. Let me know if something happens.
My grandma died. She was a billionaire, right? She had her whole will go to me because I ain't have no brothers, no mother, no daddy. Not left anymore, at least.
All right,
God
so
rest their souls.
Herbert, who do you plan on collaborating with this? You mean Labs Association or?
The World Health or WHA.
Gotcha. Okay. I did want to move on to another subject and ask you about.
All right.
So through public research, I'm aware you're a felon. Not convicted. You still have a court date coming up. How do you plan to be president with this felony?
Well, see, I'm gonna win the court case. It's all gonna get removed right there.
Okay.
And if good, I didn't do none of these things. And now if I did, it was a big mistake in my past. I'm beyond that. I'm completely sober now. I got my act together.
Well, congratulations, Herbert. I'm very proud of you. I'm sure the American people are as well. And I truly hope you win that court case. But
I'm gonna be winning Tuesday.
another thing I would also like to add. I don't know if anyone else has noticed. We have a
Okay,
fucking problem with these
They've been
goddamn
staying
gas
pretty
stations in this state.
mild, honestly.
No matter what happens, they fucking randomly explode. I believe this is due to a inspections. I don't believe they're being inspected. I don't believe they're being checked. I don't know what the hell is going on. I want to put more money into the inspections and make sure this stops. Too many people have gotten hurt. Too many people have died. All it takes is one old lady to forget that pump is in there and she drives off. There should be a detachment. That pump should be detaching and she should be able to drive away free. Yeah, she may be in trouble, but she won't die from an explosion from these gas pumps. This is something I would like to do in my presidency.
Yeah, that's one thing we agree on right there.
But, Mr. Herbert, I haven't heard
I'm
any
gonna go
questions
check
from
out
you.
front gate, see if there's
Do you have
anyone.
anything for me?
Let me think here. Let me look back at my notes in my head. You said the sheriff was helping you out a lot. How so?
Not so much helping. I don't want his help. I have what I need personally, and I prefer he keep his help where he needs it most. But he is supporting me through this election. We've talked a few times, and he has given me his support. And I appreciate his support. I want to make it very well known that I appreciate his support.
Say, during this election, what connections have you made? Because I met with the governor of Los Santos, Mr. Cranley. We've discussed what I'm going to do for the people of here, but what are you going to do?
I've said everything that I'm going to do.
No, like the connections you made. Who you connected with? Other than
The
sheriff.
state of police of San Andreas. I've met with him. I met with the 4-star general of the military. We've had a good discussion, and a few other business owners in San Andreas.
No, they very nice. That's all my question. I don't feel like pressing you on much.
I don't feel like pressing you on much either, Herbert.
I agree with some of your points. I disagree with most of them, though. Like,
I disagree with a lot of yours as well.
At this moment in time, we will bring one member from the stands to come and ask a question to the presidents, or to the candidates, sorry. Whoever chooses, they can ask, or the civilian can ask the question to either or candidate, or both. And feel free to raise your hand. It'll be your /E wave muscle, and we'll have a Secret Service member come and escort you.
that guy right in his hand.
I'd say so.
That looks pretty raised to me,
Security
boys.
two, I'm moving up to him.
Copy, just bring him just in front of the stage, please.
Herbert, I do quite like your mullet.
Oh, thank you. Usually a lot of people do. I like that cigar in your mouth. Makes you look badass.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah, I wish you do.
If you don't mind, get down from the bench and then head around to the exit over there. However that works too.
I've lost visuals.
Very good. Come up to this wall up here. Don't
Alright,
move
what's the
any
question?
further now.
Tell him. No, I want to ask the candidate. I don't want to ask you.
Exactly, you're gonna, use your, I don't think you're able to get the megaphone, sir, but you don't have many of them.
Why you don't hand me your megaphone and then I say it to him?
Sure. It'll be your /megaphone myself.
Okay, give me a minute. I forgot how to type megaphone.
Yep, just ask me the question, please.
Okay, ask him if he's gonna increase or decrease taxes, and how many guns can we buy for permit of law.
And, who am I asking? Both?
Ask the guy who has the Texas accent.
Perfect. Alright, Mr. Herbert. Your question is...
You ask?
Are you going to be raising taxes, is your first question.
Go ahead and sit down for me,
And
sir.
your second question is going to be how many firearms are you legally allowed to own per person by law?
Is Mr. Herbert okay?
Well, listen, it's your amendment, right? To own as many guns as you want, alright? So you can own as many as you want as long as you ain't open carrying them. No one cares. The tax thing, if you're in the top 1%, you're definitely getting that shit raised because you're making way too much money. You don't need all that. The people of America's do, alright? Because taxpayers are this country's backbone. So 1% will be taxed if you make over, what is it? God dang, what did they say? $200,000 a year, I believe. You're going to be getting taxed more than the average person that makes less than that. Hey, did that answer your question?
I'll take that as a yes. Please return to
Okay.
please return to you. Thank you. And Mr. Moretti, we just received a question through email. If you could please step up to the center of the stage. So the question is, with your case, where are you going to be getting the money that, like, how can I put this? This is worded terribly, I apologize. Where are you going to be getting the money in order to fix all of these different issues that you stated, such as the gas pumps?
Watch out! I just
Well,
saw a
The business
life
I
invader
own
about
will be
someone shooting.
contributing and donating money to these issues, as well as the taxes for the top 1%, like Herbert said, will be raised, as well as electric vehicles. They do not pay road tax. I don't know if any of you know this. Road tax is paid through gasoline. Gasoline prices go up. Taxes go up for road tax. Teslas, electric vehicles, they don't need gasoline. They do not pay road tax. Electric vehicles will be taxed more. That will be helping pay as well. Any further questions?
Yeah. Nope. There's a question for the two of you. So,
Yeah.
what are you guys planning on doing about the law? So one of you mentioned that open carry, I believe that was Moretti, should be legal to a certain extent. How are you going to enforce that?
Via permits. Law enforcement check permits. If law enforcement sees they need to be involved, I feel free. I would feel if a person is not in uniform and they are open carrying, law enforcement should get themselves involved and questioned. Not to the point of gunpoint, but they should be getting themselves involved and ask for a permit. If that person can present that, and they are actively working for that said business and or company for whatever they may do or whatever they have that permit for, they are right to go. If they do not, I believe they should be cited, and that firearm should need to be tucked away. If they do not have a concealed carry permit, that firearm needs to be cleared and stored in their vehicle until they can take it home.
Perfect. And now this is a extremely general question for either of you, whoever would, like to answer. Somebody asked, they would like to stay anonymous. Let me pull it up here. They were curious as to what you guys plan on doing with the current issue in San Andreas of the Federal Aviation Association. As you may know, there has been multiple plane crashes, etc., military shootings, that are unauthorized, etc., within those departments. What are you guys' plans on, what are you going to do with them?
Can you explain that a little more?
Of course. So,
what do you mean, what am I going to do?
They're asking, what are you guys going to do to help prevent these crashes? Are you going to abolish the FAA? Are you going to tighten it up? Are you going to leave it the same and just kind of run more background checks, etc., etc.? What are you going to do to the Federal Aviation Association?
All right, yeah.
So, personally, I would strengthen you get a license to do that. I would strengthen the requirements by more than 50% than what they already are. You need to be practiced and or trained for years, I would say. If this is the current extent that we're getting to, years of training need to get into this. If it is already years, double it. The issue's already insane in the vicinity of Los Santos. And, I mean, it does need to stop, and I completely agree. Something needs to be done about it. We can't stop aircrafts from flying, and we can't stop a lot of things outright, but we can strengthen it and hopefully decline the issue.
Perfect.
Okay, yeah, I got an answer for that. Like he said, tighten up the people we allow to become pilots, but also a major part of being a pilot is the people that control the ATC. They don't know what they're doing. That's going to be very bad for everyone. Quite honestly, I did not know this was such a big issue, but now you brought it to my attention. The ATC, I'm going to be completely remaking it. I'm going to make a new program for it, right? Since it's such a big issue, right? Because you brought it up, it's pretty big sounds. Planes crashing, that ain't good for anyone. ATC remodeled completely. We're going to be adding department for that, everything.
Beautiful. And, it's a bit of an interesting question. However, this is the final one I have today. Somebody asked... Okay, my apologies. Somebody asked, how will you tackle the issues of police brutality and police malpractice within the criminal justice system?
So, this is one thing I will agree with Herbert that he's doing. One of the best things he is going to be doing with his presidency if he wins is the donation of that large quantity of money to each department. That money can go into training. I would also like to raise the amount of money and funds that each department gets, not by $20 million. I do think that is too much, but I do think the budget should be raised for training purposes. Officers need to be trained more to prevent police brutality, and there's a lot of issues that are going on with the police, and defunding is the last thing we all want to do. It's not going to fix anything. It's going to lead to more issues. Raising the budget for training, I would see fixing everything we have going wrong with police brutality.
Okay. See, if an officer truly does his malpractice, right? He should be severely punished for that, right? So I'm gonna introduce new punishment system for malpractice, right? They don't clear their what's it called, the intersection. They don't clear that. Boom, punishment. You pull your gun out at the wrong time. Boom, punishment. You get punished, right? Because LEO are this nation's backbone.
Mr. Herbert, what exactly is that punishment going to be, if you don't mind me asking?
I ain't figured that out yet. Usually, it might be a strike. You have to go through a retraining. That's what I'm thinking here. But it could go completely different ways.
Now, Mr.
So wouldn't-
Herbert. Oh, go ahead, Miss Moretti.
I was gonna say, wouldn't that not necessarily involve you, but wouldn't that be involved in the internals affairs within that department?
Well, someone needs to be the voice for that, and apparently malpractice is a big thing, so there is clearly not a voice happening there.
That's a fair point.
Alright, now, Mr. Herbert, we just got more of a statement, less of a question, but it's a bit of both. Somebody's asking, you have said, they said, with a tilde, so meaning approximately 4 different things, or departments, or companies, or people, are this country's backbone. So they are now questioning if you are just saying that, or if you actually mean they are the backbone.
Okay, that quote.
They are asking, just because you were saying that they are the backbone, what does this mean, being the backbone? To my knowledge, there can be 1 backbone in a country, not 5.
Listen, the back is made up of, what, 3 or 4 different sectors? And every bone in there's got a name for itself, right? America, there isn't going to be one department, one thing that is the main part of it. We all need to work in unison to make America what it will be. Great with me, all right? We can't just have one person doing the whole thing. We need the whole goddamn country.
Now,
Go ahead.
No,
you're good. Go ahead.
Okay. Just I want to add on personally. Please remember that you are being recorded live, so you might want to. Are you all right, sir? You're just wobbling around. Just notice.
Mate?
Yeah.
I ran my foot over with my Ford earlier.
Okay. That's all I need to know. Apologies for interrupting. Go ahead, Miss Moretti.
I have nothing to add.
Beautiful. Alright, without further ado, is there any more questions from anybody in the stands? If so, please raise your hand. Perfect, there's no more questions from many civilians. Now, Mr. Moretti and Mr. Herbert, you guys are free to debate any further if you would like about any current issues within our state system. However, if that is not something you wish to do, you guys are more than welcome to call the debate off, and we hope you guys have a great night if that's the case.
Do you wish to debate, Herbert?
I'm to do whatever you do.
It's up to you. I have no further questions for you.
Yep, I'm here.
I think we're going to be good at this point.
Perfect. Thank you guys
God
for
damn it,
coming
I
out.
did it.
God bless
God
America.
damn
Have a good one.
Thank you, America.
Yeah, as that guy's walking up.
I love you, Patriots. I love
where
you,
I'm going
Mr.
to
Baldman. You're my
entrance.
favorite person in the crowd. Thank you, brother.
Security 3 is moving up to Mr. Moretti's vehicle.
Happy security one's
God
escorting
damn
Miss
it, I
Moretti.
need a fucking bath, man. My
You
foot
did good,
is
sir.
killing
Sir,
me.
stay right here. Sir, stay right
Can
here.
you set a
Sir.
bath up?
Get that
Sir,
guy
please.
back. Bald man, get him back.
My 8 wives.
Sir,
No,
please
let me
move.
speak to the people.
No,
No.
Herbert, no, step back.
If you
No,
step back,
it's all right.
Okay,
It's
come on.
quite all right.
Oh, we
Come
can't have you
on.
doing that.
Home, let me go home.
I'll speak to you later, my friend. Just shoot me a
Security
It's
text.
4, if you
okay,
go, if you want to escort this guy to the
I
front.
love you, my friend.
I love
Mr.
you
Herbert,
too.
stay by me.
Can you guys hold till he
America's
leaves?
right.
Can I get
10
my
forward.
car?
hold your position, Miss Moretti and
My
Mr.
car's
Herbert.
over
I'll
there.
text one of my 8 wives. Set up my bath.
Why is he walking towards the vehicle?
Moretti's fine.
I don't know. He has private security as well.
Hey, why are you walking over here?
Can I make a...
This
Hey,
is not your car.
Go! Go!
Go over there.
Where?
Go over there. Where
I
you
get my
parked
gun?
your car.
What the hell? What are you gonna do?
Go to your car.
Security 4, escort this guy to that Tahoe and do
Yes,
not
sir.
give him his gun back until president or the 2 president electees have left.
Like someone has lost sight.
I want to go say hi to him, but you guys
I'm
won't
pretty
let
good.
me. I love
Yeah,
that
good
guy.
question.
Marksman 2, if you want to help security 4.
Alright, you guys are free to move in.
All right. Beautiful. Thank you.
Let me hop in so you don't. Alright, where are we going?
I'm gonna be rolling in.
Driver, you're gonna have to get in before me.
Mac truck.
Security
Yeah, I know.
3, security 1. Where are we heading?
Depends. They either
Come on.
decide they want to go to the presidential lunch, or they can get out.
I'm gonna.
It's up to them. If they would like to come to the presidential lunch, that'll be at the new courthouse, or city hall.
What's the postal of that?
Come by.
Security 3, we're gonna have a black 4-door Cadillac following us. It's gonna be Mr. Moretti's private security. Moretti
Inside the
is
convoy, please.
10-4. Moretti's
I'm gonna put him in
vehicle is
the
gonna be moving toward the presidential lunch.
Sorry,
Except for,
Axo.
can we get a